Hey everyone, it's Erin Beck at Spechler and Beck Real Estate Group. And I'm wondering if any of you buyers are feeling a little bit frustrated right now because some homes are selling off market. Well, you're not the only one. So let's deep dive into this and find out what is the deal with off market sales. How many homes are actually sold off market? You might be thinking all of them are selling off market, but let's look, that's actually not the case. Last month on the MLS, about 10% of the sales were made off market. And that goes in line with what Spechler and Beck has been selling. We've had about 30 sales this year and only 3 of them have been homes off market. So there's a 90% chance that as a buyer, you are going to have to compete in this market, but it does happen that you can find them off market as well. So why in the world in this very competitive market would a seller even want to sell off market? They know they might get multiple offers if they put it on the market. Well, what are not the answer to 9 out of 10 questions these days? COVID. Some sellers are still just not ready to have people going through their homes. One of ours this year was that the tenant purchased the property. And so sometimes those just never hit the market. They come to an agreement off market. Privacy reasons. We had some sellers recently say, we don't want to put our house on the market. Can you just find us a buyer? We don't want all these people coming through our house. We're private. We don't feel like our home is ready. And finally, sometimes the seller will just get an offer that they cannot refuse. It's something that they said, I never thought I'd get this much for my house. And so they're willing to sell. So if you do want to try to find an off-market property, what's the best way of doing so? Well, the answer is your realtor. Make sure that you are working with a realtor who is actually going to work. We have to look high and low, under rocks, to find the house that our buyers want. And it does happen. We write letters, we make phone calls. We call other agents and say, do you guys have anything coming up? Do you know any past clients that might be wanting to sell? It's not just going to happen. So you really need to work with an agent who's going to work for you. And make sure that realtor is part of a big company. We have this thing in Santa Barbara called Clear Cooperation, where we're not actually allowed to share our off-market houses with other companies. That hurts the smaller companies in this town. So make sure that you're working with a realtor who does this full time and that they work for a big company where they're working with realtors who do this full time. And finally, as a buyer, you're just going to have to be realistic that in this market, you're probably going to have to compete. That being said, try to hone in on a certain neighborhood that you're interested in, because then your realtor can really look hard in a specific area versus all of Santa Barbara in a certain price range. So hone in on that neighborhood that you're interested in. And sellers, there's a good chance that buyers will pay top dollar to get your home off market because they know they'd have to compete otherwise. So sometimes buyers are willing to pay more than you would think just to have the opportunity not to have to compete with others. So it is possible. We're really good at what we do. So if you have a specific area that you're looking in or you want to talk about an off-market sale, just give me a call and I'm happy to help. Thank you.